Welcome back to that dang old channel where you watch me do Chevrolet Mustang things, because putting a Chevrolet engine inside of a Mustang is the cheapest way to go fast, and that's what we're all about, because we cheap. Slick back. To start this stupid day, I'm going to put the transmission in, because the transmission is the one thing that I don't want to do. And if I don't do it right now, I'll probably never do it. And it's like one of the biggest hurdles we got to do. We got to get the car up in the air a little bit more, put the torque converter in the transmission, I'll slide it under there, I'll do all the things, and then I'll be back, because you don't really film stuff like that, Kyle, because look at this. What's not beside the car right here on both sides? That would lift the car in the air and make it visible for me to put this in on the cameras. A lift. I don't have one. So I gotta lay on my back like I'm used to. Wait, what? My other occupation doesn't involve that for side money. And 20 bucks is not 20 bucks. I'm gonna just keep building cars right now. I gotta move the motorcycle out of the way. Jacking off on a Tuesday. I need some leverage on this thing. We did get our Canadian dragway hitching. That goes up here somewhere, but this is the setup on the car. Fuel cell on the left, icebox on the right, trans-cooler in the middle there somewhere, doing whatever trans-cooler things does. I meant to put more adjustability in this rear end over the winter, and then we got sidetracked with the 8 turbos, and now I'm gonna suffer the 60-foot this season because I didn't put more adjustability in it. Stupid ass.
I love you, you stupid ass.
We gotta slide the tweaky converter in here, Neil, because this is the thing that replaces the clutch in most cars. And people are like, oh my god, you lose so much power through a torque converter, but can you get on the trans brake and then do a wheelie? Probably not. Let me get you educated here real quick, because some of y'all don't even know what's going on in this world with turbos. Big turbo, everyone assumes lots of spool time, like laggy, you're never gonna build boost building in 49 minutes. Here's the thing, automatic transmission, trans brake on the side with a torque converter. So what happens is, with the trans brake, you lock first and reverse gears. Now the first and reverse gears are locked. Obviously it's not going anywhere, so you go full throttle with the engine, it loads up the torque converter, and you're trying to drive the engine through the torque converter, which is actually gonna load the motor and start building boost on the turbo. So that's why you end up doing wheelies, because you literally had all this power just like bound up waiting to go, and then you let go of reverse gear and first is like, ah! And you do a wheelie, and then you don't have to lift to shift in an automatic transmission, you just shift and it pulls the next gear, and you don't lose any boost. So literally, no lag time, no boost loading, it's just like boost from beginning till end. Well, it do be up in place. That's one of the jobs I hate the most. Like I'll build turbo kits all friggin' day, and then as soon as I gotta put a transmission, I'm like, oh my god, I got a headache, I don't even feel it, I'm not in the mood. Stop poking me, Virginia. But for reals, I hate putting transmissions in. I'm probably all 30. I don't go to the gym now, frig this. We back the next day. I spent a lot of time on my back on the ground under there, not fun, transmission fluid and shit. It's not fun. Most of it's back in place. I got one transmission bolt to put back in, which of course the last bolt doesn't want to go in right. But and then torque converter bolts. But what I want to do is I want to try and get this pulley off again. So I've got some longer bolts for our ATI balancer. This thing. But I'm prepared to break this thing off to try and get this pulley off. Essentially is what I'm saying. Essentially what I'm saying is I'm going YOLO today. We're going baloney on this one. And this is the wrong, good start, Kyle. What size is that? 3/4. Okay. Okay, I see what you did there. Fucking me up. If it doesn't come, it was never meant to be. You know what, this might shatter and break. No, it won't. It might though. Let's just put a safety shield on. Stuff under pressure scares me. Come off already. It's just bending the shit out of this thing. I'm not gonna YOLO send it this time. I'm actually gonna turn the rig around, which means I might have to cut this a little bit, and then I'll turn it around, and then we'll YOLO send it. I flipped it around. I even put some assembly lube on it, just so it's all lubed up in there. But I think because this thick part is here, and you want to push that thick part onto I turned it around, and it's getting YOLO'd off now. If it doesn't YOLO, it's getting broke. You might be getting broked today. I'm just gonna move my forehead out of the line of fire, you know? I said I was gonna YOLO it, it looks like it's gonna break. Oh, I think it came. I think I came. I think it's caming. I think it's caming. Oh yeah, finally. You know what, this would have been way better to install prior to putting all of this in. Stupid ass cow. I could probably take the exhaust pipe off, it'd be a lot easier to get at actually. And this is only one bolt. Really, this entire bumper doesn't even need to be on here right now. I'm gonna take that off because that'll give us so much more room. Well, we got it on there started. That's a good sign. I'm not proud of my install bolt, but it does the trick sometimes when I need it. That was my install bolt. A couple of nuts and a bolt welded to a bolt that's cut off, and you know what? It worked. Turns out it's a 12-point socket that's like 27 millimeters. I don't have one of those. I only have 6.1. So I gotta go find one of those. In the meantime, I actually bought all new intake manifold bolts that are slightly longer and bigger washers to hold down the boost. So get those installed. I bought some plugs for here as well. You know what, just start picking away at all the small stuff and see if we can get this thing fired up soon. Since I don't have the socket for the ARP bolt, I'm too lazy to go get a socket right now. I'm just gonna put a stock bolt in it right for now so we can continue doing on what we need to do, which is put the converter bolts in it. But it's so hot and I don't wanna do anything that involves a lot of work. But it's so dang hot in Canada, I don't know what, like we get minus 50 degrees Celsius in the winter and then plus 30 degrees Celsius in the summer, and like the swing, it's just, I don't think the human body's supposed to do it. I don't think it's not supposed to do it. I'll put this bolt in, then get the converter bolts in. My next big predicament. The oil pressure and my turbo oil feed came from the back of the block on this one on the top, and this is no longer on the new block, and this is no longer on the new block. As you can see back there, none. But I do have this remote mount oil filter housing, just because of the pan that I'm using. And I crushed one of these mini ones. So I bought one of these cheap Amazon sandwich plates. So now we have a couple different ports here. We'll probably use one for the turbo oil feed and maybe one for oil pressure sensor, I'm not sure. I think it comes with an extension piece too, because this is the regular one, and then I think it comes with two more. Oh yeah, it comes with a couple pieces. I guess I have to reuse this piece maybe in one of these. Oh yeah, that makes more sense. So this screws in first. And then this one's gonna go in afterwards. Okay, I got it. I feel like I could have made a very, very expensive mistake. You look how hot now, because I ground it a little bit, but look how tall that is. And it looks to me like we only need about 4 threads before it actually starts interfering with where the oil wants to come through. And if we would have put this all the way down, we would have been trying to sandwich that oil through a very, very small passageway. You can't see it in there actually on the camera. Okay, you see how many threads? There's like 4 threads, and then it opens up to where the passageway goes, but the threads do go all the way down. But that would definitely interfere with flow, and I want the most flow I can through this filter, so that could have been bad. Imagine I wrecked a $15,000 engine from a $14 oil sandwich kit on Amazon. Oops. You know what? I don't even feel comfortable using that anymore. I ground it down and it's, I don't know. I don't want to use it. I'm going to use this instead. This is the 10 male to female with just a 1/8 MPT adapter in it. It's just going to go on the outlet here after the filter. So we'll get post filter, turbo, oil, feeding. Right there. That pressure might be a little bit on the high side because that is like right out of, that's first priority now is my turbo. Whatever. And this thing belongs down here on the frame rail somewhere, because that's where I mounted my filter, and yeah, bolt that up. Oiling system is on. The next thing I want to tackle is actually this. This is our cooling fan. It's a Mishimoto one, and the tabs didn't quite line up when I got it. So what I want to do is I want to open up the tabs a little bit so we can get bolts in it, but I also want to put some of that double-sided tape stuff on it, hopefully hold that down into it this year, and see if we can get some better cooling out of this thing, because just sitting at idle, this thing was like getting up to temp So we'll see if we can do something a little bit better with it this year, and hopefully that helps. We also have these 2 fans from Virginia's car that kind of fit on the same platform, to be honest. That I could probably just weld up some tabs to that might work as well. So I don't know what's more powerful, the 1 fan or the 2. I'm thinking the 2 just because of surface area, to be honest. Honestly, I'm probably going to steal these for now. Those were the ones off Virginia's car. I'll have to order another set, but it looks like some aluminum angle iron just welded right here, drill a hole through it everywhere. It'll go in pretty easy, and then if I have issues, I can always take this one, flip it around, and put it as like a pusher fan on the other side. But this is the tape that you put on the fan. I'm going to put this all around the edges. But I think I'm going to go 2 fans. 2 fans have to be better than 1. It seems like these are 2 12s, and that one's 114. So if you have like two medium-sized ones versus 1 large one, like girls, what do we do here? 2 better than 1? 1 bigger, 1 better than 2 smaller? I don't know. Mass. Well, I've had to cut off our old tabs here that are mounted to here for our radiator. It sets just a little bit too high. The tabs are on the top side. I've got to move them somewhere in the middle just to give us like an extra, I don't know, inch clearance, because the fan just touches the compressor housing. And while I'm at it, I might try and put a little bit more angle on it, like stagger them so this side is up a little bit higher and this side's a bit lower. Give the rod a bit more angle to the street, because it tips like this. I'm end up just like grinding off the original tabs. I'm gonna weld these ones on, but then the back ones are gonna be too short because I cut them off, obviously. And we'll have to make some new ones for the back ones, but the front ones are gonna be easy to get, and that's all we'll start with. Also just realized my oil filter is not gonna fit where I put it. I'm gonna have to move that back a little tiny bit there. Hopefully there's another hole in the frame, or I'll just move the hole from this one to this one. It should fit beside it. It's so hot, I'm dying in here. Kyle, always thinking, always got a plan. 4 pieces of angle iron. Pretty simple, right? Just gonna weld them right there like that. Boom, bolt, bolt, that's it. Done. And then these are welded up-ish. Just gotta paint them, and then it's all in. It's really them little nitpicky things that, like, if I had a friend over here, they could be doing those things because they're pretty easy tasks, but I gotta spend all my time doing those, and then I can't finish the rest of the cool stuff, the stuff that, like, visually appealing, like this mullet. I love it. Anyways, it's like getting close to firing. The only thing I'm missing is my 12 AN return line from Summit Racing. So I won't be able to start it until then anyways, but I'll be able to get most of it back together. Honestly, I think it might be painted. Like the bottom piece, I think it might be painted. Try that again. Yeah, it was definitely painted. I took a flappy wheel to this one, so we got to get the paint off of this one. Yeah, I'm YouTubing.
Okay. Can I be in it?
You want to be in my video again?
Yeah.
Do you have a mullet?
What's a mullet?
It's a haircut. Do you have a mullet?
Yes.
You don't have a mullet.
No.
All right, tabs are welded on. Smokio came over to lend a hand. He's going to put the tape on the rad side, or the fan side, and then that's ready to go in. It's basically done now. That was an annoying task that had to be conquered, like Tokyo's mom.
She's annoying?
Yeah.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
Boom, radiator is in. Tokyo's over here bead rolling pipes, channel lock 909s.
Custom.
Custom bead rolling pliers right there. Boom. That pipe might be a bit harder to bead roll because it's thick.
Oh, I'm well aware of that.
Put some jerking hand into it. Then you let go of it. Boom, there's a bump. Bead roll 101 ghetto style. On the cheap. Actually, bead rollers are probably pretty cheap nowadays. They're probably like $100 and I paid $30 for that.
Did you back purge this?
You don't back purge aluminum.
Shut up.
Whoo, I be sweating. The clamps that we bought, the T-bolt clamps for the throttle body, wrong size. So I'll get some more of those tomorrow. I did fully put this pipe on right here. Put the clamp on the back. That's in. This dump tube should be easy to build. I'll just tip the wastegate up a little tiny bit. We'll come right here, straight down behind the radiator. This one, same thing. Out here, probably like out between the coolant or something down there. This one's probably the harder one of the two, actually. Radiator's in, transmission's in, bunch of little stuff is done. Yeah, like I said, I'll be out here again tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace easy. Get that Tokyo's V, because he's got one. He's got a big taco. Sideways furry taco.
Roast beef sandwich.
Arby's. Sleeve of Wizard. Peace!